Yes guys, and welcome to another video. So it has been now officially announced that Sunderland have signed and appointed Michael Beale as the new Sunderland head coach. Now before I give my thoughts, which I already kind of have done in the previous video, but before I give my sort of further thoughts on this, I will go into the club statement because it's quite a chunky, it's quite a meaty one. So we will go into that first and foremost before I do go back to my thoughts. So let's have a look at this. So Sunderland AFC is delighted to announce the appointment of Michael Beale as the club's new head coach. Beale has signed a contract until summer 2026 at the Stadium of Light and has started his role on Monday, returning to coaching 2 months after leaving Rangers Football Club. After an exceptional spell leading the first team on an interim basis, Mac Dodds has taken the next step on his pathway and has been promoted to the role of assistant head coach. Michael Proctor and Alessandro Barciarini will continue in their respective roles as the club strives to build beyond the foundations established throughout the past 2.5 seasons. Beale's career started with an immensely successful 15-year tenure in the academies of Chelsea and Liverpool, where he contributed to the development of a host of elite talents, including Declan Rice, Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold. After leaving his mark on many of the players currently shaping their identity of the Premier League and England's national team, he undertook assistant roles at Sao Paulo, Rangers and Aston Villa before being appointed manager of Queen's Park Rangers in June 2022. A 10-month tenure in Scotland followed for Beale, who guided Rangers to the 2023 Scottish League Cup final and departed Ibrox Stadium with the highest top-flight win percentage, 77.42% in the club's history. Sporting director Christian Speakman said, "We have monitored Michael's career for some time and we are delighted to have reached an agreement for him to become our new head coach. He has an excellent and well-founded reputation for developing players and he is an outstanding progressive coach who is aligned with our playing identity and naturally fits with our structure alongside Mike Dodds and the wider team. We continue to trust in our established process and of identifying the right candidates to take us forward at these junctures, and although Michael has had a setback, we feel we are getting him at the right time in his coaching journey and our journey as a club." Beale added, "It's a huge honour to be joining the Sunderland family and I would like to thank Kirill, Christian and the rest of the executive team for the faith and responsibility they have placed in me. The existing coaching team deserve huge credit for the way they navigated the interim period, and like all of the staff at the club, they will continue to be vitally important moving forward alongside the incredible fans that make SAFC such a historic and unique club. It's clear there is some excellent work being done at senior and academy level and I'm excited to support those efforts and implement my own ideas as we build on the strong identity already established within the club." Kirill Louis-Dreyfus concluded, "I'm thrilled to welcome Michael to our club and wish him every success here at the Stadium of Light. Throughout our discussions, it was clear that he shares our ideals on implementing a high-performance culture and he is committed to a playing style that we feel is central to our progress. I would also like to place on record my gratitude to Mike Dodds and our coaching team for not only leading us through the interim period, but for adopting a bold and creative approach that inspired memorable back-to-back wins. Alongside Michael, I truly believe our people will continue to drive the club forward as we enter 2024 with renewed energy, excitement and optimism." Now, after looking at that, you could see, I don't know whether that's just me being a bit negative or taking a negative take from that, but it just, for me, it just felt like the club were absolutely clutching at straws and clutching at straws and sort of scraping the barrel for any type of positive to stick on Beale's name. You know, it basically completely avoided his time at QPR, just saying after a 10-month stint there, jumped straight to Scotland, again scraping the barrel in saying that, you know, he got their biggest, highest win percentage. We're not saying that he won any honours or anything. He did take him to the League Cup final in Scotland, though. It was really scraping the barrels to get some accolades for him, which he doesn't have. Now, again, without me sounding too negative, and I'm not going to, I'm going to try and refrain from being too negative, although I already kind of have been, or at least I've set that tone. the thing is for me, like, and I said this on social media today, I will back whoever the board appoint as head coach. I will obviously always support whoever they have appointed. You know, Tony Mowbray, when he was originally appointed, it seemed a bit of an underwhelming name, you know, because he come amidst a plethora of exciting names in the game, and then Tony Mowbray was appointed, and it was somewhat underwhelming, but ultimately it was a safe appointment. It felt safe. Whereas with Beale, not only does it feel like an underwhelming appointment, but an unsafe appointment. As I've seen, and I've looked more into him with more interviews and things he's done, things he hasn't done, and promises that haven't been kept and stuff like that. And I said it in the last video, he screams of a Lee Johnson 2.0. And I can't tell you the backlash that this club will get, the board and everyone above will get if we, you know, get absolutely fucking smashed off the mags, and then we get a Lee Johnson-esque post-match interview from a little knobhead, you know, try to demean and belittle the fans and speak to and patronise the fans in a certain way, in a Lee Johnson-esque way. That will not sit well. And the club will be, and the fans, sorry, will be wanting him gone back the day after. Do you know what I mean? We can't be standing for that. But for now, I'm going to put all my sort of pre-emptive thoughts that I've gave on here, I'm going to push them to one side. I'm going to allow him, of course, not that it's up to me, or it really matters who gives a shit what Joel thinks. Do you know what I mean? What Jamsarny on YouTube thinks, who gives a shit about that? Obviously, the board aren't going to give a shit. But I'm going to put all that stuff aside, and I am going to allow this to be the clean slate and try and take the little snippets that the club have, given us in terms of, is he has worked in certain academies. And yes, there are minor, and there are some positives in there. But again, it just felt like it was clutching at straws when we're supposed to be a team that are going for the top six. You know, it does sound like it fits the bill in terms of the young players that he has worked with. He's worked with really prestigious academies. It's good that Mike Dodds has got the promotion to assistant head coach. I wouldn't have been particularly happy if he was cut, and gone. And so for him to be given the assistant head coach, you would assume that Mike Dodds has had words with Beale. You would think that maybe they have some kind of bond there, or at least they have got on well in early talks. You'd like to think that was the case anyway. We haven't just thought, right, Dodds has done well, let's chuck him in the mix with Beale and hope it works, because with assistants and managers, it has to have some kind of cohesion there. You can't just throw them together. They could be completely different philosophy, in terms of philosophies, they could be completely different, or ideas, one end or the other. If one assistant's thinking one thing and the head coach is thinking another, then it's not going to work. So I'm hoping that they've had some kind of talks. So for me, generally, it doesn't seem like a great appointment. As with a lot of the Sunderland fan base, I've seen it, the meltdown has already begun on Twitter. But I'm going to put that aside from now, not from the beginning of this video, from this second, that shit's going aside. Beale is the new Sunderland head coach. I'm going to get behind him. I hope he does have a positive influence on this very young squad and takes us forward, and hopefully the squad and the lads do buy into his ideas, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. And this is a group of young lads that Tony Mowbray is instilled really, really good atmosphere within this young group of lads, with a very light sprinkling, mind you, of experience amongst the squad. He's built a very, very good dressing room and atmosphere there, and they have this sort of team ethic there. It's all, it's not all for one. It's a team thing. But either way, yeah, Michael Beale, I'm really, I'm clutching at straws for shit to say, aren't I, in terms of positives. But yeah, so Michael Beale has been appointed. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Take care. Stay jammy.